Clerk, kindly proceed to administer the oath. We will start, of course, with the CS, who is the head of the team.
Will you take an oath or affirmation? An oath. So you read this text and put your name, your right hand will hold the Bible, and you put your hand on the constitution over here.
Which one?
This
Okay.
Yeah.
I, Onesmus Kipchumba Murkomen, do solemnly swear that the evidence that I shall give before the Senate in respect of the matters before the Senate, this committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Yes, followed by the IG.
Hello, Mr. IG. Will you take an oath or affirmation? An oath you take with the Holy Book on your hand. An affirmation you just raise your hand. Which religion do you ascribe to? I'm a Christian. You're a Christian, so you hold the Bible on the right hand, and your left hand will be in the Constitution. Just place on it, then you'll insert your name here, and read the text of the oath.
I, Douglas Kanja, the Inspector General, do solemnly swear that the evidence that I shall give before the Senate in respect of the matters before the Senate Committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Thank you. That's all.
I, Poa.
Good morning. Will you take an oath or affirmation? The oath you take with the Holy Book. Are you a Christian, Muslim? Christian. All right. So you hold the Bible on your right hand, and your left hand will be on the Constitution. You will read and insert your name here and read the full text.
Except this,
Yeah, the cancelled one you don't read.
I, Anne Wanjiku Mwangi, do solemnly swear that the evidence that I shall give before the Senate in respect of the matter before the Senate shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
The National Police Service Commission.
Good morning. Good morning. Will you take an oath or affirmation? The oath you take with the Holy Book? Yes. Will you take the oath? Okay, so you place your left hand here. Are you, which religion do you ascribe to? Christian. Christian. So raise the Bible on your right hand, then you read the Constitution. Then you read this text, insert your name here.
I, Edwin Kiprono Cheluket, Vice Chairperson, National Police Service Commission, do solemnly swear that the evidence I shall give before the Senate in respect of the matters before the Senate shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Thank you. That's all.
The DCI.
Good morning.
No, Honorable CS,
Oath or affirmation?
the DCI was not among the parties that we had invited to appear. In the event that is going to give any information to the Senate, we will allow him to take the oath. Proceed, DCI.
Yeah, good morning. So will you take an oath or affirmation? An oath, please. An oath. So you hold the Holy Book on the hand. Yeah. Here, the Quran. Okay. Yeah. So you will insert your name here and read the full text. Raise your and your left hand on the Constitution.
I, Mohammed Amin, the Director of Criminal Investigations, do solemnly swear that the evidence I shall give before the Senate in respect of the matters before the Senate shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Thank you. That's all.
Now, honorable senators, having administered oath to the parties that we've invited, I will now call upon the Senator for Migori County, Senator Eddie Okech, to take to the floor, him being the person or the senator who actually brought this matter before the House. Now, Honorable Eddie, and also to all honorable senators, let us avoid speeches. Straight to the question that you wish to get responses. Let's avoid speeches so that we avoid wasting a lot of time. And Honorable CS with your team, if you get an opportunity to respond, please keep it concise, straight to the point also, so that we save on time. Honorable Eddie, you may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is a request for a statement on the unfortunate death of Albert Omondi Ojwang while under police custody. Mr. Speaker, sir, once again, I do rise pursuant to Standing Order number 53-1 to seek a statement from the Committee of National Security, which now has informed this, on a matter of national concern regarding the tragic death of Mr. Albert Omondi Ojwang, who is a resident of both Migori and Homa Bay counties under police custody. And Mr. Speaker, sir, desirably so, in this statement, Mr. Speaker, I noticed that the death of Mr. Ojwang has caused widespread grief and outrage within the country. And Mr. Speaker, the late Mr. Ojwang sustained fatal head injuries while in police custody at the Central Police Station in Nairobi, following his arrest by police officers in Homa Bay County, raising serious concerns and questions about police brutality, abuse of authority, and the lack of immediate accountability by the responsible officers. Mr. Speaker, therefore, in this committee, the following should be addressed. The circumstances that led to the death of Mr. Albert Omondi Ojwang, including a detailed account of the events surrounding his fatal injury. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, we would wish to know actions taken by the National Police Service and the Independent Police Oversight Authority, IPOA, to investigate the incident, including whether any officers involved have been interdicted or subjected to disciplinary or criminal proceedings. And, Mr. Speaker, we would also wish to know the measures the Ministry of Interior and the National Police Service are implementing to prevent police brutality and ensure accountability, particularly in handling civilians during law enforcement operations. And Mr. Speaker, two specific elements of this, if you allow me, is in this sitting, we want to be very clear on who, in the eye of the minister and or the CS, who, in the eye of the IG, are the suspects in this matter, so that in an issue of murder that has ensued, we've seen when our colleague died here, Mr. Speaker, Honorable Ngondo Were, may his soul rest in peace. Mr. Speaker, the people who were termed as suspects were put in custody, and then even if investigation were going on, they did statements while in custody. Why is this different? That's a question that must be answered. And then the last one, Mr. Speaker, the IG of police informed the nation that the young man who has died, Albert, hit his head on the wall, which therefore suggested that he killed himself. It is important for this House to know and the country to know from him, where did he get this information? And now that the autopsy has been conducted that says the contrary, what has the minister done in terms of taking responsibility on those two accounts? I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable CS, you may now proceed. If there's some aspects that you need your team to also take to the stand, you may allow them. You may proceed.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I am here today pursuant to your invitation to appear before this House to address this very serious matter of the death of Mr. Albert Ojwang. Mr. Speaker, the tragic death of Mr. Albert Ojwang while in police custody has deeply pained the conscience of our nation. Parents have lost their only child, and I acknowledge this not as an isolated issue, because one life lost, Mr. Speaker, is under such circumstances like Ojwang is a life too many. Mr. Speaker, I am, as a parent, as a citizen of this republic, and as the person with the responsibility of presiding over this important ministry of government, Mr. Speaker, it is regrettable that such an act happened in our nation, particularly in the hands of the police officers. Mr. Speaker, I'd like to send my personal condolences to the family of Mr. Albert Ojwang, to his father, to his mother, to the wife, to the only child, Mr. Speaker, and the entire family, and to promise them that, Mr. Speaker, as a government official, I will cooperate, I will put every effort within my ministry to ensure that justice is served to this family, and, Mr. Speaker, that those who were involved in this action, Mr. Speaker, will be punished severely so that it becomes an example that, Mr. Speaker, such an act should not happen within a police custody. Mr. Speaker, I know this is not an isolated issue. The issue of police brutality has been part of our national discourse for far too long. Mr. Speaker, yesterday there was no mechanism for holding police officers accountable. But, Mr. Speaker, a few years ago, with the enactment of the new constitution and the establishment of institutions of accountability, Mr. Speaker, we now have a mechanism of holding police officers into account. And that's why, Mr. Speaker, courtesy of that legal framework and the people of Kenya under their constitution, Mr. Speaker, a number of police officers who have performed, who, Mr. Speaker, have committed such heinous acts have been held into account. And, Mr. Speaker, we all remember that in 2013, there was the case, Mr. Speaker, of Mr. Martin Kome, who was killed in the same manner like Mr. Albert Ojwang. And, Mr. Speaker, he was brought, the suspect was brought to justice because of this process of accountability. We know that there is a process of accountability on the case of Baby Pendo. We also know, Mr. Speaker, that the murder of my friend Wakili Kimani in 2016, again, those who performed that act were brought to justice, Mr. Speaker. I want to promise the family of Mr. Albert Ojwang, the people of Kenya, and this august House, that, Mr. Speaker, every effort will be put, Mr. Speaker, every resource that is required, where the ministry is required to provide resources, Mr. Speaker, for these investigations, and any support the investigators will require, we will do our best to make sure that, Mr. Speaker, justice is served to this family. Mr. Speaker, I want to bring to the attention of this House of Article 245 of the Constitution. Mr. Speaker, the 245(4) of the Constitution is very clear, Mr. Speaker, that the Cabinet Secretary responsible for police service, which in this situation is myself, Mr. Speaker, may lawfully give direction to the Inspector General with respect to any matter of policy for the National Police Service. Mr. Speaker, as a result of this provision, we have enough legal framework, we have policy framework, Mr. Speaker, that as the police service are under proper guidance, Mr. Speaker, to make sure that this issue of police brutality is dealt with. But, Mr. Speaker, I want to read the proviso, Mr. Speaker, to that very important provision. that, Mr. Speaker, in respect, but no person, including the CS, may give direction to the Inspector General with respect to investigation of any particular offense or offenses. Mr. Speaker, the enforcement of the law against any particular person or persons. And 3, Mr. Speaker, the employment, assignment, promotion, suspension, of dismissal of any member of National Police Service. Mr. Speaker, we all know that because of our robust constitutional order, the independence of institutions is an extremely important value in our Constitution. And as a result, Mr. Speaker, to insulate the National Police Service from interference from the executive, even the President, Mr. Speaker, is barred from giving directions to Inspector General of Police in regard to any investigations that are going on in a particular matter. So my position, Mr. Speaker, is confined in law to the place where I give either policy directions that must be put in writing under Article 245 of the Constitution, and, Mr. Speaker, also to provide support, financial support, Mr. Speaker, and other resources that the Parliament, Mr. Speaker, has also the responsibility to provide these resources through the relevant institutions. So I sympathize with the position of Honorable AD. Mr. Speaker, I agree with him that something has to be done. But, Mr. Speaker, he has asked a very pertinent question as to who is the culpable person through my eyes. Mr. Speaker, unfortunately, the Constitution did not give me the eyes to see who is culpable. Those eyes have been given to the investigatory authorities under 245 of the Constitution, and that is why you rightly invited me, but also invited the independent institutions, Mr. Speaker. I am confident, and this is the promise I give to the people of Kenya, that we will do everything within the means to ensure that there is no interference, there is no shielding of any individual, there is no cover-up, Mr. Speaker, from the part of the executive, and that, Mr. Speaker, that the Inspector General of the Police and the Independent Police Oversight Authority, which again, Mr. Speaker, in Article Section 4 of the IPOA Act, have been given independence, Mr. Speaker, in all matters of investigation regarding matters related to police brutality and police, Mr. Speaker, crimes committed by police officers. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, should questions arise that touch on policy issues, that touch on the ministry's policy contribution, Mr. Speaker, I am more than happy to respond. But I am glad to note that, Mr. Speaker, we have with us the Inspector General of Police, who exercises that independent authority, Mr. Speaker. We are here with the IPOA, and, Mr. Speaker, we have agreed, Mr. Speaker, that the Inspector General of Police is going to therefore delve into the matter itself of what really happened so that this House can get the proper information. And then as a Cabinet Secretary, I will continue with my oversight responsibilities from the ministry side with policy directions and to respond to this House on those issues that are policy in nature. Mr. Speaker, with your permission, therefore, I would like to invite the Inspector General of Police to first give us really an account of what really happened. And, Mr. Speaker, let it be known, not just to this House, but to the country, that in the same manner that this House is demanding accountability, is the same manner I demand accountability from the Inspector General of Police, not to myself, but to the people of Kenya through this office, because this is the office of the CS that in most cases comes to this House and many forums to respond to the issues that are happening in the Inspector General's office. The same way many of you received the news of the death of Mr. Albert Ojwang is the same way I received with a lot of pain, Mr. Speaker. And I would never want this issue to continue because I sat, Mr. Speaker, where Senator Cheruiyot, Majority Leader, sits. And I sat behind there, Mr. Speaker, where Senator Chuto sits in the last Parliament. And, Mr. Speaker, there were cases of police brutality, including of arresting our colleagues in this House. My name and my report is on the record of this House, in the hands of this House, really advocating for good behavior among the police officers. And I think, Mr. Speaker, even as we push it from the executive, I expect the same support from this House as we push all
Order,
the police side.
Honorable Senators,
Mr.
may
Speaker,
the CS be heard in silence. Conclude, Honorable CS.
This accountability, Mr. Speaker, is not negotiable. It is not debatable. Mr. Speaker, we expect every national police officer who was involved in this matter to be brought to justice expeditiously. Mr. Speaker, may I now invite the IG to make a statement.
does DIG Lagat have to be in office? Would the whole police service crumble just because DIG Lagat steps aside? We have seen even more senior people stepping aside to allow for investigations. And CS Murkomen should tell us why DIG Lagat has to be in office. Unless DIG Lagat is so important that everything else would come to a standstill if he steps aside. DIG Lagat must step aside so that Kenyans can have faith in the investigations that will be done by IPOA and any other body, Mr. Speaker. Now, the IG has said a very interesting thing, Mr. Speaker. You know, we have also been guests of the state. I have never ever seen any examination carried out on somebody arrested to establish their physical or mental wellness. Unless, so the IG kindly tell us, since when did the police start assessing the mental well-being and physical well-being of people before admitting them to the cells? Because this has never ever happened. And so the IG is economical with the truth. Let him tell us, tell this House when this started happening. Mr. Speaker, the crime being perpetrated, we have crime being perpetrated right in a police station. And that is interference with CCTV cameras. So if the police are the people that are supposed to investigate crime and even arrest criminals, and there are criminals within, then IG must tell us where our safety then lies. CS Murkomen. You know, Senator Wambua said you can and you should do better. And I agree totally with him that you say you have no eyes, CS, while we have seen you recently having very sharp eyes on political comments made by people, and you have been actually calling for the arrest of people making political statements that are not suitable to you. How can you have no eyes when a young man has lost his life in the hands of the police? So I think we need to see a more serious CS, Mr. Speaker. The IG must tell DIG Lagat, if you do not have a skin thick enough to be able to tolerate public criticism, then you have no business being in public service. Because we cannot believe that we are here now debating about the death of a young man just because he made comments on social media. And in any case, because CS Murkomen is a lawyer, he should be able to tell us, because some of us believe that this was a civil matter and not a criminal matter. Why was Ojwang arrested and transferred again all the way to Nairobi? And the DCI should tell us why, whether there is a DCI office in Homa Bay, because that is where all these investigations should have happened. If he doesn't tell us, then we can conclude that DIG Lagat had then instructed, but that he wanted to see Ojwang before anything else. Otherwise, this crime should have been investigated in Homa Bay. There is a DCI office in Homa Bay.
There is an intervention from the majority leader.
Okay.
You will still proceed.
Speaker,
just take your seat.
Mr. Speaker, it is now 12:57, and I'm worried because we are running out of time before we can hear any single response from the parties that are before us. Will it be in order?
Senator Fernandi, this is not a point of order. It is a point of intervention. I was very clear. Proceed. Just proceed.
Mr. Speaker, whatever I will say will benefit many people, including Senator Cherargei. So I don't know why, Mr. Speaker, because I want to request, Mr. Speaker, that because there are many of our colleagues that have not had an opportunity to speak on such an important matter, that we transact this business in the afternoon as well, with your permission. I know there is a technicality, Mr. Speaker. I know that there is a technicality because the motion lapsed at some point. But if you so permit, Mr. Speaker, we could still come back with a motion in the afternoon at 2:30 so that we revert back and we listen to the statement. That's my humble pleading to you, Mr. Speaker, because you're out of time.
Now, honorable senators, it is now 1 minute to 1 p.m., which is the time for the House to adjourn. Looking at the business that still lies ahead of us, we certainly cannot conclude in less than a minute. I will therefore be amenable to allow this debate to proceed at 2:30. And therefore, at this juncture, honorable senators, we shall resume normal sitting of the Senate. We proceed to adjourn and then come back at 2:30. Now, all the honorable senators, we are now back to the normal session with all the standing orders in full force. Honorable senators, it is now 1 p.m., time to adjourn the Senate. The Senate therefore stands adjourned until later today, Wednesday the 11th of June 2025 at 2:30 p.m. I thank you.